You know how little campers usually have kitchens that suck? Yeah, not this one. Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd with Bish's RV down here in Las Vegas today to get you a look at a new floor plan here. I think this is probably replacing the previous 183RB couples camper. This new 160LK is okay by me. It's a small overall RV. They went 8 foot wide instead of 7 foot wide. I love the fact that it just standardized a sofa instead of forcing a dinette. And there's benefits both ways, certainly, but this makes the RV look and feel bigger. But if you're looking at it, there's actually some empty dead space behind the sofa. It's still dinette capable, so it's a floor plan you could actually get built 2 ways on the inside, plus there's fiberglass skin options outside and a bunch of other things like solar options available on these. But it's a front queen bed. It's an east-west bed, so that might make this a little bit better solo camper than couples camper, unless you're newlyweds and you're getting to know one another biblically, potentially. It has an excellent rear bathroom with awesome storage, but the kitchen MC Hammer would refer to as too legit to quit. It has more counter space in this little camper's kitchen than most other little trailers I've seen before. They really, I think, absolutely just did that fantastically. And along with all the counter space, there's cabinet space above it and below it. This year, they paid serious attention to really improving their kitchen cabinet arrangements on these, and I don't think anyone's going to be upset about it. It's still got that 2+3 year warranty, like all the Jaycos that you see. You know, it's got all the Magnum Truss roof system, the heavy walk-on roof, the snow load roof. So if you live in crazy snow country, you don't got to be really freaked out brushing the snow off that thing every time, and a bunch of other good things. It's got a couple things you might not like too. I'm going to share good with bad. And as we go, if you appreciate that, hit that subscribe button. And in the meantime, let's get in there. And real quick, just to kind of clarify, it's not like some crazy blue awning light package. It's a white awning light. We're just right next to the stage where they have crazy blue light action going on. So that's why things look crazy blue. I'll get back to this. That is a true queen bed. A lot of times when you see a corner bed, it's a short queen. This is a true queen. And I also want to take you in this way so that you can I want to walk you through my experience the first time I saw this, because I'm a professional looker at her of campers, and I won't tell you I know everything and I get it all right and I'm some authority. I'm not, and I don't. But I thought this was just going to be the 183RB 8 foot wide. And when I first walked in, that's what I thought. And I'm like, yep, okay. I was like, oh, it's a sofa instead of a dinette. So, okay, that's a little interesting. That's kind of cool. I like the cup holders. Now, if you're like, yeah, but why isn't it a theater seat? You see that big box under the sofa? That is the wheel well cover. Yeah, you can't put a theater seat on there because it won't go all the way to the floor. You try to put a theater seat on that, your feet are going to dangle off the floor like the back seat of Daddy's Studebaker when you was knee-high to a grasshopper. Yes, sir. Now, under the fridge, there's a big old blank panel right there. I think it's partially the wheel well. I think it's partially like a, I don't know, electrical hookup or something. Big 12-volt DC compressor fridge. But what I'd seen so far didn't blow me away. And I almost didn't like it. And I almost didn't walk in. And I'm glad I did. Because I looked over here and I literally went, holy crap. I may not have said crap. I was shocked to see this kind of cabinet space, dedicated drawers, wastebasket space, countertop space, easy reach, appliance outlets, good lighting, a real stovetop vent hood that actually exhausts heat, and a mic. The only thing this kitchen doesn't have is a propane oven. If that's a deal breaker for you, probably not the right camper for you. But I saw all this and I was very impressed. I was very happy with what I saw very quick. Oh God, I said there's good lighting in here. There's even more. Well, first of all, people forget that counts. But secondly, I kind of forgot that thing. Now, I will say, we are still in a more budget-focused camper. So a couple of these windows don't open for airflow. That's something I don't necessarily love. And if you're curious, if you got that picture frame out of the way, there's actually, you can see the coax hookups. That's where you could put a TV. It doesn't mount on the wall. This would be an RV where you bring a TV with you and set it on the countertop if you want to. By the way, that picture, do you know who that is? No, really, I'm asking, do you know who that is? Because I'm pretty sure It's an AI generated person that doesn't exist, and that was the default picture that came in the picture frame. Either that or somebody got something off of Google Images. If I worked at this place and I set the display up, I would get photos off Google Images that like had like, hey, copyright restricted photo, don't download this, and I would print it. That's just me though. It's probably reason number 37 that I don't work at a place like this. And again, it's deceptive, but that is a true queen bed. So you could swap that out and put any true residential queen you want in here. Do you have to climb over one another? Yes. That's not awesome. And that might be one of those aspects that sort of relates us more to solo camping than couples camping. Now we're looking at an optional piece of equipment here. I have to point you out, I literally decided to talk about this as I'm shoved into the kitchen corner. 13,500 BTU roof air conditioner. That's not factory standard. Normally, where you see that enclosed cabinet over here, that would be an 8,000 BTU side mount air. A little less powerful, but it also lowers the overall exterior height of the RV. So if you have a height restriction, you're good. Now, something I don't think I've remembered to talk about in my previous Jay Filght SLX videos, they got away from the pleather, the pleather that cracks, peels, and fades. They got away from it. They went to a cloth touch, but they did a decent one. This actually has the highest legal amount of effectively Scotch Guard in it that they can add, you know. Now, I'll get this sofa folded down into sleeper mode in a minute. And notice behind it how much empty space is there. If you want to option a dinette into this, I believe you can. This RV and the options list this year are technically new, so it is possible they decided not to offer something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but that will, I'm pretty sure we could at least custom request that. Now, one of the other things that's nice, surprisingly, even though it's just a couples or solos model, they still put a privacy curtain in there. That was a nice little find. I really wasn't expecting anything like that. And when I first started opening all the kitchen cabinetry, for a hot minute, I got pseudo annoyed because I'm like, they have all this space and they didn't give us a spot for a wastebasket. And then I opened the cabinet door under the sink. I'm like, oh crap, Brenda. I don't know who she is. Maybe Brenda's the lady from the photo. I'm not sure. But that cabinet actually wraps all the way around back there. I'm not even sure how you would effectively use all of that space back there, but it's back there. So anybody who has any ideas, if you have a camper with a funny little L-shaped kitchen and a chunk of that counter space is hard to reach, I would love to hear. Oh, I just had an idea. You know what I would absolutely love, but they won't do because it's going to cost a couple bucks. I would personally love it if there was a little cutout hole with an insert right there that you could pull out and drop your garbage down, and there was a wastebasket dedicated space in there, and you could open a door from the outside of the RV to get the wastebasket out of the RV. Oh, I would love that, because that's actually really handy even when you're outdoors. But I know they're not going to do it, so I'm not going to ask your opinion. Do you think that's a good idea? Is it something they should do? Like I usually, I'm not gonna waste the breath. It's not gonna happen. Moving on. Anyway. Actually, I'm eyeballing this. I think we've got like 100% perfect road mode. We'll get there in a second. First of all, toilet space is about 100% perfect. That, ladies and gentlemen, is fairly fluffy friendly. And I want to point out that I'm not using a fisheye wide angle lens. And the reason I want to point that out is because that shower pan really is that big. This has more elbow shoulder room in it than I think I've ever seen in any other single axle RV ever before. Now, it's a conventional 6.5 foot tall, like they had been for years, which means when I stand up in that skylight, my head's in the bubble. And that's a bummer, but at least it has a bubble, and they put a big one in. I've said this before, I've said it for 3 years now, 2-3 years. If I could change one thing on this RV, I would personally add a power vent fan right here, and I'm shocked and baffled that there still is not one in there. That really kind of surprises me. Now, if I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm going to open some storage in real time because this has some serious storage space. Rick James actually made a song talking about storage space like this. Did you guys know that? It went something like super deep.
I don't know. I've never won a karaoke championship for what it's worth, but hey, there you go. And boom, big old trash can space down there. Frankly, if I was a little kid, I could use that as a hide and seek champion space right there. And shockingly good counter space in here. Like, it's all so deep. I feel terrible saying this. I almost asked the question, should it be made a little more shallow? Or I don't know. I don't think it's hurting anything as it is. It's just wow. Like, compared to it's crazy when you go from 7 foot wide to 8 foot wide. It makes a big major difference. Now, one of the things that is really cool about this is the road mode function. Because the bed is in this orientation, when the slide closes, it's not going to affect anything, well, in the slightest, really. Case in point, slide is now closed. If I get up here, you can kind of, it's an interesting, when you close it, you start eyeballing the depth and you're like, oh, wow. But because it's a full 8 foot wide, when the slide's closed, you block off absolutely nothing. There is zero lost storage. You can get to the bed, the kitchen, the bathroom, and you can use the bed, the kitchen, the bathroom, all with the slide closed, because getting to something and using it in road mode are not always the same thing. And if you appreciate how we take the time to still showcase this for you every single time, hit that subscribe button and let's hop outdoors. So I came in way early to get you guys this footage. They're still sound checking the stage, so if you hear some funny background noise from time to time, that's kind of what's going on right there. To the more topical matter, taking a look at the weights and measures here, yeah, this weighs a little bit more than the old 183 MRB, or 183 RB, yeah, you know me, used to run, but it doesn't really change the tow vehicle, and I still think you should get towing extension mirrors. It just gives you more space. Like, I really like the way this one's laid out. Now, you're looking at the fiberglass option. Normally, this is a little bit more of the skin type that you would have on this RV. Now, when you look at that, a lot of people go, okay, so that's a stick-built wood frame camper. Great. And then people see this and they go, oh, so that's one of the aluminum ones. And no, that's not correct. I don't want you to buy something based on a false pretense. It's still stick built. It just has a fiberglass skin over the top of that. It's a method that I call hybrid style construction. Now, there's a hybrid style RV, and I kind of call this a hybrid style construction. Smooth skin over stick built. Let me shed some light on the topic here. There you go. You might notice it's not a full pass through, but your water heaters over on the other side, so they weren't quite able to accomplish that. It is twist latches right there. You might notice, though, it is still magnet holdbacks to make life simple and easy. It's not a giant RV, so they didn't have room for a massive awning. However, in that front compartment, if you do want a little bit more room, something that you might consider doing is getting like one of those little 10 by 10 easy up screen rooms. And frankly, if you live around like mosquito country like I do, those things are awful nice to keep the bugs away from you while you're just trying to eat a frickin' hot dog, you know what I mean? Working our way around here a little further, she does have a walkable roof. It is prepped and ready for a telescopic removable ladder. That's not a piece of factory supplied equipment, kind of like the rear view camera. It's prepped for a camera, it just doesn't have one by default. And this is very important. Make sure, if you're taking notes, make sure you write this one down. If you look over here, the propane grill, the gas comes out the backside, and that is called the propanus. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a big, important piece of information right there. Probably, I don't know. The Jay Smart lighting thing that they were doing for a couple years, the side marker lights that blinked with your turn signals, it seems like a lot of that has just kind of died out, and that makes me sad. It is a feature that I really liked. They have maintained the rear, like when you shift into reverse, the light-colored elements and those taillights, those will ignite. They are pretty bright, by the way. It's a single sewer outlet, which is really nice. Believe it or not, I have seen small campers like this with 2 sewer hookups, which is not ideal. 60,000 BTU tankless on-demand water heater, and if you were curious, that is a Schwintek slide. Now, it doesn't show prepped for slide awnings, but a lot of RVs that don't show a prep bracket can still have a slide awning applied to it. I'm eyeballing it, and I think this would be one of those that could be okay. So thanks again for tuning in, everybody. When I first heard that Jayco was taking their 7-foot wide single axle series to 8-foot wide models, I kind of just rolled my eyes. I'm like, why? It's gonna just be like everybody else. I got it wrong.
I really think I got it wrong. Yeah, there you can see some similarities, but that's true of any RV. What they've been doing on this new series right here, I think is really worth checking out. So take a look at the other videos that we have out there. If you want to catch all the things that we're releasing for you, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will leave you links in the video description to check for pricing and availability on this model at any of our stores. If we have one in stock, it'll be listed with individual pricing right there. We don't do hidden fees, we just do everything else. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.